Shannon here with Shannon Sizzlen Stampers, and I'm coming to you from my Southern Colorado home. And I do have a new look, so had to get my hair cut. I've got a surgery and not going to be able to do much with my hair for a few weeks. So anyway, I'm super excited for this project today for my community class, and I hope that you love it as much as I do. It is featuring some of my favorite pieces that we sell at Stampin' Up, which is our Memory and More cards. And you can make these into cards in your kit. We're going to go through that. And within your kit, if you don't like the album style that I'm going to show here, just make it into 2 cards. That's fine as well. So let's go ahead and get started. In your kit this time is coming not in a bag. I didn't have a bag that would fit these, but they're all contained nicely in the envelopes. So let's pull these out. You are going to end up with 2 envelopes and 2 card bases. And be gentle with them. You might need to take all your other stuff out as well in order to get those cards out because they fit just so. All right. I'm going to go through it with you. You're going to have 2 of these envelopes, and you're going to have 2 of these card bases. And what I love are the card bases are already printed, so they make a super nice card, which I will show you a sample card at the end to give you an idea of what you could also create and do with them. So you have the 2 cards and 1 envelope right there. Now, your other envelope is containing a lot of little tiny bits and pieces that you don't want to lose. So make sure that you hang on to this envelope super well. So card-wise, and these are all varied. They all look differently. So I could show you, you're going to see different cards on my sample that I did. And like, here's a different card. They're all totally different, but you're going to have 1 card that is a 4x6. They're front to back, and you can choose how you want to use them on the project. And you're going to have 3 of these other cards that I've already forgotten my measurement, 3x4, I believe. Yes. So you're going to have 3 of the 3x4 cards. I did try to do a little coordinating, not a lot, because the whole kit is designed to coordinate and work well together anyway. But I did try to coordinate, were you yellows, were you blues, corals, greens? And a lot of them will have multiples. So everything that you're going to get is going to coordinate regardless of what coloration or pattern that it is. So no worries on that. And again, these are double-sided, so you'll be able to choose how you want to use them on the project. Now, in that other envelope, I've got a piece of gray cardstock here just to help you be able to see things a little better, hopefully. In this envelope, see how teeny tiny all the little pieces are? Be careful. So you should have, let me lay them out here so we can get a good view for you to make sure that you have everything. I do hand pack all of my kits every month that I do, and I do several anymore. So they are all hand packed with lots of love and care that I send to you. With that said, sometimes you might miss something. Right now, and especially next month, I have some helpers who are going to be helping me package. So I hope you'll cut us a little bit of slack. But if we go ahead and go through these, you're going to have a basic white smooth small oval and a white scallop oval. And you're also going to have a mossy meadow green scallop oval. You have 1 super cute ladybug trinket. Those are absolutely adorable. 2 stickers, and these can look all different kinds of florals, okay? They could be all white, they could be all yellow, they may be like this little kind of dandelion puff, or they could be something a little more modern-y. So you're going to have 2 little self-adhesive die cuts, or AKA stickers. You're going to have 1 that is a word, and again, various sentiments and sayings. They're just randomly put in. And then you're going to have a half of a sticker that looks like this. And this could have a white background, a coral background, or this blue background, this moonlight. You're going to have 2 dragonflies, a large dragonfly punch and a small one that have been punched out for you. and you're going to have one Velcro circle dot pair. So you have both of the sides on here. My fingers aren't going to let me undo that. So with that said, let's go ahead and put all these little pieces back in our kit envelope. And this project is fairly simple, and a lot of it is you deciding and being creative on your own. So I am not going to make this fully for you. I'm going to show you a couple of tricks and tips, but other than that, I am really going to show you how I did one, and then show you kind of I'm going to go through the finished product first, and then we'll go through what that might look like as you're making it. So in essence, these two cards and all your pieces work together to become a fancy little, and the Velcro stick really well, little photo album or special card album with lots of messages. I did this thinking it would be wonderful for you guys to make now, and it would be a perfect gift for Mother's Day. You could put pictures in there or journal favorite memories with mom or grandma or aunt or sister, daughter, whomever. And you'll see as we go that there are pull tabs that come out. And again, we've decorated both pieces. So let me walk you through the base of this, and then we'll go through the decorating, okay? For the base of to make the album, you're using your two envelopes. Let me see if I can show it to you. And they're hidden, glued in amongst each other, okay? So to do that, what you're going to do is this back of this envelope right here. You can use standard glue. For fastness for the video, I'm going to use our Sizzlen. Tear tape works well, double-sided tape. White glue, you just have to let it dry a little bit longer. I'm lining those up like so, and now I'm going to fold it down just like that. Now, that edge is got a little tweaked, so let me put a little bit of adhesive under there. You can always go back and touch up that edging. So now, when it just folds like that, and then you're going to fold this envelope flap in. Now, I played around with doing it in my closure like this because this is standardly how I will do an envelope album. I will have it come and close like this. But because these envelopes are printed, they're too cute. So I've adjusted my plan and made it come and lay down like so. You can, if you don't like it, you can completely cut this edge flap off and utilize this as a decor somewhere else. Like say you could cut this. In fact, I'll just do it on this one to show you. You could cut right along that edge flap of your envelope. And go ahead. Sorry, my voice got a frog in it right now. And then I could come right back in here and decorate that as an option. Okay. Now, if you do that, you're going to see you need to place your Velcro dot in a different location. So now you're creating the card pieces that are going to go in and out. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to show you on mine. So remember that you've got those cards. You're going to cut these cards in half right on the score line. So you're going to end up with two that have the yellow floral print on the front and are white on the back, and two pieces that are just going to be solid white. And you can utilize those however you want, and you may even want to add more cards in here or more tabs or more layers. It's all for you, whatever you want to make it. So the pull on this one, my pull tab for this one is the front of a card. I've taken and layered that white smooth oval on the Mossy Meadow oval. And here's where I could write mom or someone's name, or if you have a stamp and want to stamp a sentiment there, you can. I've used that other white scalloped oval, folded in half, and created just a little pull tab so that it peeks out. And you'll notice it's going to fold down in order to fold this card up. So that's okay. It's designed that way. Here, I might put a picture of my mom or whomever I'm sending it to, or something extra special. On the back side, this I have taken one of those little cards. Let me just show you with one that I've got sitting here. Let's find one that might be similar. Okay, so see how this card is all print? All I've done is cut it in half vertically. And I've layered it half and half right there. I had a little piece left over. So, because I miscut mine originally, actually. So I took it and flipped it over, and that's where you get the opposite. This coral is this on the back. So hopefully that makes sense to you. But it's one small card cut vertically in half. So if you piece it there, then you have another piece that this other piece comes here, and you'll see, like, see all of this extra over here on this half? That's what becomes that layer flipped over. So that's an option for decorating for it, but you can do it however you want. And then again, that's the back side of that scallop oval. And here I might write a message. You could make this, I purposefully didn't seal this fully to show you that if you don't seal it super tightly, or at least leave yourself an opening along that edge, you can also slide, pretend this were a gift card. I could slide a gift card there. Okay, or cash. So that is the first pull tab. You'll notice this piece here, if you can see under it. So here is that flap. So we have our pull card in there. And now you're going to take the big card, your big 4x6, whichever side you want to use, and that's what gets layered here. Remember, as you're doing this, to make sure that you're always checking your locations for adhesive. I usually check mine 2 or 3 times. On this card, I want to make sure that I put adhesive, and I would adhese on the back, but you don't want to do it very high up on this side. So that's just another tip. You don't want your adhesive to go right there, because otherwise you'll be gluing your flap, and you won't be able to get your pull card out or in. So that's how you do that second piece. So that is the first side pocket, okay? If you opted to leave your flap on, you may want to decorate here. And I did that with a little piece of, another little piece of one of the small cards. And you can see it's pieced together right there. And this is eventually where that Velcro dot is going to go. And I actually cut it in half. So it makes it easier. It's a little, I mean, you saw how tight that was to get it off anyway. So you don't need the full dot. All right, so let's talk about this left side of the book. On this side, for the outside cover, like where we did here, you're going to do the same thing with half of this card. So remember, you've cut the cards in half, and one of the floral halves becomes that top layer. So that floral half, let me show you on this one. Like if you had this is this side. Now you're going to come in and you're going to have this floral half of the card cut in half. That's going to layer right there. Okay. So for that one, all I've done is I've layered it on, again, being careful to make sure my adhesive doesn't close up that flap, because we've got a pull card in there. And this is where I've stuck my sentiment that I came with the kit and one of the small dragonflies. I did opt to put mine up with little dimensionals. If you have dimensionals, that's terrific. Pop those up. If you don't, they will look perfectly fine flat. And to be quite honest, sending this, if you have to send it in the mail, you'll definitely want to keep it flatter anyway for your postage. It will make it less and make it ride a little bit more smoothly. So now this second pull card is using the back half of one of these cards. So remember, we've cut that in half and we have these white halves. So using one of those white halves is where you're going to create your next card. This is a small card. This is one of these small cards, just like so. It says this on the back. You could use it either way. I've glued that on there. I might put a picture layered on top of that. It could even be of your own family that you're sending to this person, some updated photos for them to have for their album and to think about. And then over here would be where I'd write. Now, this little tab is created by that little sticker piece. So if you remember, where did I set that envelope that has all the little pieces in it. Here we go. If you remember, I said that this sticker, you had this little floral half sticker, and it comes in either white, coral, or blue. And see, they just peel off. And that is what I made the tab. So it's self-adhesive. So line it up where you want your tab to be, and then stick it down and let this, it will stick all to itself perfectly. You're just folding it in half. The back side, again, is white. Lots of space for pictures or a lot of journaling. If you want to write a special letter to your mom or whomever, that's the back side of that tab that we just talked about. And this is where I chose to use the 2 stickers. Again, you don't have to use them there. You can decorate this however you want. Then that slide goes back in to the envelope. Now you will notice, actually with this, you are still going to have 1 white piece left. And so you can cut out words, add things to it, or add another pull card. You could have a second pull card in this flap. And if you do a second one, I recommend it being in this front flap. It's a little easier to get to than this back one with the envelope flap. Does that make sense? So now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the front. So the front, I took these pieces here, were carefully cut narrow. They ran along on this card. This saying I cut out of one of those little cards. So you saw like they have different, like this. So you could, if you had this one, you could cut this week out. If you don't have a saying one that you like, you don't have to even put that. You could put a whole other, just the whole other card. Like if you like this better, again, you could come up in here and put this card right in there. That's where I opted to put my ladybug trinket on. And that is where I've put the big dragonfly. Again, you can opt to put it wherever. The back I've left blank. Now, here's a couple of points. If you are going to send this in the mail, you're either going to put it in a clear envelope and address this back side and put your postage on the outside of your clear envelope, or I highly recommend putting it maybe in a larger envelope, 5x7, so this stuff stays nice and protected. Otherwise, you don't get to decorate the front in the same way. If you get to be so fortunate to live nearby the special someone that you're going to give this to, you can literally just hand deliver this beauty to them and they will be super excited. So those are just a couple little tips when you go to make it. Now, the last piece that we're going to review is how to do the Velcro dots. Again, like I said, you have a full dot, cut it in half, and then one side gets the rough and one side gets the soft. And then you're going to line them up wherever. If you did the option where you cut off the flap, like here on this one, if you cut off the flap, again, you'll need to put that Velcro dot right on that envelope, and your flap pocket card is going to need to slide in on top of that. So in other words, and these do just barely fit, so you have to get them, I'm hung on something. Oh, I usually put my hand in like a little mitten with it. So there's where that looks like. So back here somewhere is where, oh, nope, you know what? Sorry, I lied. If you cut that flap off, you're going to need to put your Velcro maybe farther in on the edge here. Otherwise, you have to put the Velcro on that card piece coming out because it's not going to adhere. The other option might be to put your Velcro on the back side of this tab. Like I say, that's just an extra thought. The project was designed to leave that flap on and just have it as an extra piece of decoration, because it does look really nice when you open it. You have the nice bright yellow right there, the bumblebee color. And then that's a little extra decoration. So let me go ahead and show you some really nice slow shots where you can follow along and see how to decorate your pieces, remembering that these are all going to look slightly different because the cards are all different. I'm going to open that up. Here's what my inside looks like. Big 4x6 card, half of the card front. This is the back of the card front, back of the card, the white back with a small card on top, sticker, oops, backside stickers. This is again your big 4x6 card that comes with your kit. Card front with all your scallops and ovals. And the back side, again, remember this was the small card cut in half vertically, and the extra piece flipped over on the back side to give contrast. So I hope you really enjoy that project. These albums are one that I love to do because they're fun. It's like a little memory album without being so big that you have to fill it with lots of pictures and photos. But it's a nice way to send some memories to someone special. Now, if you don't like the album, you can always use your card pieces and make cards. So this card, now you won't have the stamp, but this card is the card base. This is actually part of a small card cut, and this is one of the small cards. So you have 3 small cards, so you could use a small card on one card and a small card on a second card, and your third small card you would cut into thirds and layer it. So you'd have a piece here and a piece on your other card. You don't have the twine in your kit, but you could always substitute, and one of your cards could have the ladybug trinket. One of them could have the sticker, the little flower sticker that's blue, coral, or white that we talked about. One of them can have the word here, and one of them might not. One might have the flowers. You have 2 dragonflies that are punched. So one you can use your big dragonfly on. The other one you could use the small dragonfly and perhaps those little flower stickers that you get in the kit. So those are just some other ideas for you. So I hope that you really enjoy these projects that come to you monthly. And I really like the idea of, giving something a little bit, really an upscale, a little bit more fancy card. This is a very easy card. It's just layering and glue. So it's fairly easy to put together. It's just you have to decide how you want your cards to lay out. And if in doubt, follow the video along and just plunk your items down as you go. And it'll be a success every time. Like I always say, everyone has creativity, and then we're all born to create, and you can kindle that spark of creativity in yourself each time that you practice making something. So share that creativity and love and care for others with these projects, and after you make them, make sure you give them away. All right, I'll talk to you guys next month, and I'll see you till then. Bye-bye.